Yeah, yeah. Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Raider Nation. I don't have my whole click, my whole setup today. So we're gonna have to do this organically, if you will. Hey, Raider Nation, it's a new day, baby. It's a new time. I mean, I'm fired up for this one. I'm fired up for this one. I think all Raider Nation is a little fired up for not only this one, but everyone, right? Like, man, I'm telling you, we have been divided for a long time. We've been divided for a long time. But I can assure you, I can absolutely assure you after Sunday's game, there's no question that Raider Nation is absolutely one right now. And it's for great reason. I mean, man, there's so much to talk about today. We got people coming up, as you know. I gotta go through the rundown, if you will. That's a little if you will, right? I gotta go through the rundown how things went about. I don't have any of my effects, man, but y'all know how it goes. I'm gonna do what I can do. From the studios, the soon to be studios of Turf in Las Vegas, right? So I don't know if people know when you see this spot, you see this right here. This is the ultimate Raider fan at headquarters, if you will. It's not technically headquarters yet, if it's technically headquarters, legally, I guess, but it's not technically headquarters, based on my setup. So yeah, I'm here in Vegas still. Can't wait to this weekend for the Jets. But we obviously got to talk about the the unbelievable weekend we had as fans, let alone our team. Fans. I want y'all to understand something, man. I don't think y'all really kind of get it. For the people that have not been at the home games, I don't think there's a game we can talk about that wasn't down to the wire. Every last game we've had since we've moved to Vegas has literally been down to the wire. There was never a game that I was at that I didn't know if we were going to win or not. And it didn't matter, right? Whether we were getting beat bad or whether we were not, we were winning, you never knew what was going on. There was never an easy feeling of, yeah, we all right. We got this. None of those things happened in any way, shape, or form for a year and a half. We're finally in the second half of the season. We're heading that way. But I'm just telling you, I cannot remember the last time that I was not on the edge of my seat. I mean, I got all the proof on video. It's all out there for everybody to see. I mean, I can think of 5 games off the top of my head where I couldn't even watch. I'm there live and I'm with my head down. I'm looking over here talking, telling somebody to the right of me, tell me what's happening. I can't watch because it's just so stressful. And for the first time that I can recall, and I mean, I'm sure there's a game, right? I'm sure there's somewhere back there, but I'm just letting y'all know this is the absolute first time in a very long time your boy was comfortable in the stadium. I shout out to everybody, everybody. I mean, there's so much to talk about. There's so much to talk about. I mean, I cannot wait to get the click up and really really get down and dirty with all the greatness that's starting to happen and form. If you know a little bit about team sports, see, I mean, there's a reason why corporate America and team sports pretty much go hand in hand. Don't worry, ladies and gentlemen. I am going to explain this because it's very, very apparent to me being a leader in technology, being a leader in football, right? While I was playing and so forth, everywhere across the board, it's very, very apparent to me how it's no different. A lot of people don't comprehend that. They don't get, being on an engineering team, it's no different than being on a football team, other than obviously the physicalness, right? And they're not asking you to, bench 225 10, 15 times as an engineer, right? They're asking you to bench code, you know, 10, 15 times, if you will, 10, 15x, so that, right, we get a product out that's creating the cash flow, point blank. So yeah, I mean, there's just a plethora to talk about. I don't even know if I've had a chance to discuss the firings. Shout out to Mark Davis. Yo, 100% shout out to Mark Davis. Man, that that man's gotten a lot. He's gotten a lot of flack. Um, man, everything is so connected, ladies and gentlemen. I swear. I mean, I literally see it. I see the Picasso. It's so funny, right? I went to the Sphere for the first time. That's another whole conversation, but I'm just letting y'all know the future is bright for a lot of things. Just a lot of impressive stuff that I've seen this whole weekend, this week starting here. I mean, I am elated for Raider fans more than anything. I don't think we even still quite understand what we have based on the dysfunction that we've had. There's a lot to discuss, right? Is AP gonna be the guy, right? Can he get this done a second time, right? Can he get this done 7 out of the next 9 games, right? I I, I don't know. I honestly don't know, But let me make sure I do what I'm supposed to do for everybody, like I always do, which is give a rundown on exactly how things worked out. I was very fortunate. This was another great thing for me. We had some East Coast kids, coming to, watch their team, man. And they went home, upset from that perspective, but they absolutely adored our stadium. Yes. Windsor Giants, Windsor. Yeah. All right. Okay. I admit it. I've already had a little bit. So yeah, I'm slipping. Yeah. Not the Windsor New York Giants, by the way. Windsor Giants is my popcorn team. The New York Giants, yeah, they aren't happy and they have a lot to deal with. They have a lot to deal with. But fortunately for us, I didn't have to go through heartaches of catering to Giants fans all weekend. Shout out to my guy Dean, right? Man, it's a beautiful thing when you have a great upbringing, great friends and family. I mean, I haven't seen Dean in over 20 years. And if you saw us in Vegas, you would have thought, we lived together, let alone, right? And he's an introduction from one of my best friends growing up. So yeah, he came into town with a plethora of people, all Giants fans. And yeah, I was kind of stuck with all of them, showing them the stadium. So they were very, very impressed. I don't know how many people have gotten to the stadium or not. You know, I showed them the ritual way, if you will, breakfast at Citizens. For the people that don't know, every game I go to breakfast 9 o'clock sharp. Citizens within the Mandalay Bay. The hookups there, everything is fantastic. The food is fantastic. The drinks are fantastic. And what's even better is you're 100 feet from probably one of the best sports books in the world, in my opinion. The Mandalay Bay sports book it goes without question. So, and the Giant fans actually agreed, to an extent. And in fact, we got our bets in. We did our ritual. We walked across the bridge. What a sight to see. I'll admit, these times are messing things up. I, you know, I will absolutely continue to voice this to management, whether it's Allegiant, whether it's Raider Nation, right? Who, deals with the facilitation of things. But it's been a struggle right now. I'm not going to lie. Trying to get to the tailgate, trying to get to the stadium, trying to see everything in the stadium, right? It's really hard right now because they're only opening the stadium up 2 hours before the game. It doesn't make any sense. I don't understand. It's always been 3 hours, for the past 2 years, right? 2021, 22, 3 years, whatever the case may be. And now all of a sudden it's two. So you wait in line outside for about a half hour because everything's just congested. And then you get an hour or so in the stadium. Fortunately for my friends, they were capable of seeing it. There's a lot of history. Please just go look at a documentary about Al Davis or what have you. There's way more to Raider Nation than just football. Way more. A lot of people are just so uninformed about Al Davis from that perspective. If you want to talk about giving second chances, being the first, there's just a of ton of stuff that Al has done, not only for the league, but it all goes unnoticed. That'll come out. It'll show in the wash. That's not what this show is about. So I'm not gonna go into details. But long story short, I'm just saying, man, it's the stadium is amazing. Even Giant fans, I had them talking about becoming Raiders. Yeah, they were going to try to infiltrate us, and just to come to the tailgate. Yeah, shout out to Lot J. Hey, I want y'all to know something. I haven't been to the tailgate all season because of the way that things have been going based on the hours as well as the game times. This is the first season we've opened up with the game at 5 o'clock. In fact, both of our first opening games for the home stadium, was 5 o'clock. So it was strange to say the least. Very strange from that respect. And then they started creating all of these different rules, right? And regulations, the 2 hours, etc. From what I hear, it's a lot of different management. Things have gotten changed up. Yeah, a lot of different management. Too bad we didn't get that different management with McDumb. This is a family-friendly show. Until it's time to put the kids to bed. I haven't said that yet. It's not time yet, so you don't got to worry about it. You can still keep in listening and enjoy. But man, the J Lock tailgate. You already knew about this from the first year that I've documented this. And to be honest, for me, there's never gonna be a scene that beats that because I'll never forget that. Y'all don't understand. You see it when you get there, and it doesn't matter what side of the team you're on. If you go to the Lot J tailgate, your life will forever. You'll understand that Raider Nation is a lifestyle. You'll start to get why we vibe with each other and the things go down the way they go down at these games for us Raider fans. Trust me, there's a reason why everybody started biting us and now every Cowboys Nation, Pittsburgh. Man, it's only Raider Nation. Raider Nation or nothing, my peoples. I don't know any other way to explain that to you. It's always been that way. They always try to steal from the best, right? The silver and black is by far the most iconic you're ever gonna find. Ever gonna find. There's so many things to talk about today. AP, Compton born and raised, wearing Raiders hats, the shield from day one as a little toddler, if you will. Now he's leading the pack. It's an exciting time. It people don't get it. The celebration, right? Locker room, cigars. They won the Super Bowl, right? Yeah. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna get into those things. There's a reason for that celebration. See, again, I don't for the people that have been a part of sports and been a part of real formal teams, and this can be high school. It doesn't have to be college, right? Because in fact, I have a story that I can tell and will be telling once we get the fellas up, you know, uh, to explain to people that this stuff is real, man. And you need to understand it's a lot easier to talk to somebody that's been through the things that you've been through. They look like you, they talk like you, they act like you, they come from where you come from. There's just a lot that's involved in that. And we gonna get into all of these things, man, because we're not out of the dark. So, I'm gonna make sure we are level-headed here. We are not out of the dark. Just because we had an amazing weekend doesn't mean this thing is going to keep turning, right? You got knuckleheads that are rookies, right? They're going to make mistakes. There's a lot still more involved. AP's done a fabulous job today. Shout out to our new intern. I want to remove that name. I just want to remove it and just call him our coach. Uh, you're going to find out why for a lot of reasons. The guy played. I'm just telling y'all right now, and I'm not trying to hurt nobody. I'm not trying to go there, but I'm just letting people know when you played and you played at a high level, whether it be at a great high school that right is known for being super competitive and always winning, or college, right? Even down to the D2, D3 level. I'm gonna put this in here real quick for y'all. You can go figure it out for yourself. But the truth is, in my opinion, and a lot of other people's opinion, between D1, 2, and 3 college football, it's the middle, bro. Meaning it's the line, it's the trenches. That's the difference between those particular levels. But guess what? You'll find a skilled player at each and every one of them. The Bears, Division 2 quarterback, smoking us. You'll find that in every division. See, these are things that you know when you've been part of the game. You know what I'm saying? And this is why it's important, to watch who you talk to and listen to when it comes to the things that you're trying to, put yourself up on. Make sure you're getting this from some people, that really actually understand what's going on, has been a part of that, right? Not everybody sees things the same way. Everybody has a different perspective, but I can assure you there are certain aspects and things about football specifically that if you were a part of it and you understand it, it it's easy to explain. So, but let me, I digress. I'm all over the place, and I'm excited. You should be excited. Everybody should be excited. We have a lot to be excited about right now. Back to the game. I gave my tour. We you couldn't get a better compliment. People are saying this is the best stadium. They've been to Jerry World. I'll pump the brakes, right? I'm going to try to be as objective as I possibly can when it comes to stadiums, etc. I'm just keep it 100. Jerry World is Jerry World, and it's Jerry World for a reason, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know any other way to explain that to you. The stadium is well over a decade old, but it's still knocking out probably 30 of the 32 stadiums in the league. And that's including SoFi. If you need the reference to that, just find the dumpster fire on my page. You don't even have to look for the word. Just look at all my videos and just look at the dumpster fire. It's called the dumpster fire for a reason. SoFi is hideous. It's probably at the bottom of the list for me for all 32. I don't know. I don't know many that failed the mark from that respect. But yeah, we got rave reviews on our stadium. Rave reviews. I can't stress enough. Every time I go, I feel like there's something new and different. The entertainment. Rick Ross in the building. Babyface for the anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, Raider Nation, when you come to the building, you're not just watching a football game. You are getting an event. You are getting events. It's impossible to explain. I I just don't understand, you know, how people don't enjoy these things, man. You get people that always will complain about something. There's always a complaint, right? Even our stadiums, there's something to complain. Jerry World, it doesn't matter. You build some hell. I complain about SoFi, rightfully so. But there's always a complaint. I can tell you, man, very far and few in between do I have complaints about Allegiant Stadium. It is amazing. It never fails to surprise me, honestly. It feels like it's for the first time, literally every time. I get so pumped up. I think we're gonna win every game from kickoff. It never fails. And again, I want to get into this a little bit deeper as well. I I don't know what to say, man. The energy was different across the board. Completely across the board, the energy was different. And when I say different, it there was I mean, nobody had any doubt. You could just feel the weight lifted up. I want y'all to hear this. I hope this one gets clipped. I really do. I hope this one gets clipped and it's shared and it's pushed across the world. Everybody down to the janitors, the people cleaning, picking up, right? Making sure space is clean for the next person, people, club, all that. Everybody felt like there was a weight lifted off of their shoulders. You actually saw people. I swear, this man was the biggest Grinch. It wouldn't shock me at all if they said, "Hey, everybody in this stadium, you have to have a stone face, be." I'm telling you, I can't explain to you the people that talked to me and said it's just amazing the difference of what happened created for everyone. Everyone was uplifted. Everyone was ecstatic. Everyone was excited. This was before the game. I'm talking whether it was the people that's working the bridge, right? There's water tanks. Whether it's the tailgates, right? They have a formal tailgate, which, by the way, I went to for the first time. I'm telling you, man, this was an amazing, amazing time. I went to a tailgate that's a formal one for the first time. They have a whole sitting area, TV set up, right, for your entertainment as far as the games that are starting at 10. For you East Coasters out here in Vegas, the games start at 10 o'clock in the morning. It's very different. So yeah, you have all of that going on, and then of course you have your super fans, right? You have Violator, you have Gorilla, just all of them taking pictures with the fans, dancing. It's such a fabulous time. And in fact, I'll tell you, the Giants fans I was rolling with, tailgate was the focal point. It was one of the things that they went back when I left them, and give the hugs, the that. That was the thing they remembered. It was the tailgate. Legendary for them. They couldn't understand it. Mind you, y'all know I put the Bills tailgate probably at the top of the list. But I understood how they felt because it was the same exact thing I felt the first time I went through it. And it wasn't even packed for them. It wasn't packed yet. It was still kind of, you weren't getting shoved and this or that, walking down for the people that have been to J Lot tailgate. You're never gonna experience nothing like it. Real talk. I mean, it's amazing. You have to go. You have to see it to believe it. And for the first time for me, J Lock, And I can't wait to represent these people and, give free marketing the whole nine. There is a taco shop that's set up, J Lock. Listen to what I tell you, ladies and gentlemen. It's got to be the most fire, best taco spot in all of Las Vegas, all of Nevada, probably. The line, if you're walking through places and they're offering you free food, drinks, right? Because it's illegal to sell. So you at the tailgate, it's ridiculous. It's crazy. The amount of food, drinks, and things that you're offered. And then you look to the left at this taco stand. The line is almost as long as the parking lot. We're talking a football game. I, I'm just telling you. You don't even have to ask. You just get in line and be like, okay, yeah, what is this? It's gotta be good. The line is backed up through, and there's no lines nowhere else. You can just easily go get a taco, right? A drink. But this line. Shout out to the J Lot Taco Spot, and obviously everybody knows who I'm talking about. I'm not sure if it's Cisco J Lot, my dude. I think so. It might be. I'm not 100% sure. But this place needs publicity, and don't worry, I'm absolutely going to give it, especially after this weekend and just the way everybody, shout out to the fans, us. Shout out to man. There's a lot to discuss, man. There's so much to be proud of, but even the fans, for as far as our side of the fence, just amazing, making people feel welcoming after that can of whoop ass we opened. Man, it was amazing to see. Just a complete different vibe across the board. Obviously, we've all heard about how, AP decided even the practice players, they're on the sidelines, right? You worked hard, you put in effort, you did what you needed to do to get us ready. Everybody's on the sidelines, man. Everybody's on the sidelines. So much more crowded than you would expect. I mean, the noise. There's already plenty of podcasters. Shout out to my guy, Protect the Shield podcast, Chris. You put up a 20-minute episode after the game. I got to give you your props on that, boss. It was spot on in so many spaces, so many places. But you hit it on the head. For the first time, it felt like a home game. It felt like a complete home game. I don't think y'all understand the noise on third down, even when we were up by 30. It was amazing. I never heard the stadium like this. I never heard seen the stadium like this. I didn't see a ton of blue. I didn't see a ton of white. It was finally a home spot. Finally. And it showed. It played out. Everybody was flying around like a maniac. There's reasons for this, right? There's so many reasons for all of these little details and things that we need to discuss. But when I tell y'all the stadium was different across the board, it's not just me saying this. I'm telling you that obviously there are season ticket holders. They don't miss, right? They don't sell their stuff. I talk to them all the time, every game, right? We've all become really, really good friends. I'm telling you, everyone could not understand how different everything was feeling. Everything was just very different. Way more relaxed for one, as far as a fan is concerned. Again, we've been through hell. I'm just telling you. I'll say it once and I'll say it again. I will never forget that Cardinals game. That they tried to break me. They tried to break me that Cardinals game. That game, Josh McDumble, he tried to break me that game. I guess now we really can talk about Mr. Dips, it's still early. I'm not putting the kids to bed yet. The expletives will come later, but man, it is amazing what a difference a coach can make. Specifically, one that is in tune with the times, one that's in tune with his team. I I can't stress enough, man. Josh McDaniels being fired, as you all know, to me was a Christmas present that came early, and it's the only one I ever wanted. You couldn't ask me for anything other than fire that fool for Christmas this year. Shout out to my mama. You right. You don't gotta buy me a gift this year. I am ecstatic with what has happened, the things that are turning. Uh, this team is going in the right direction. I'm not gonna say we're there. I'm not gonna say right. I'm not ready to just hand over the job to AP. Let's keep it real. Antonio Pierce, does he deserve it yet? No. Let's be honest. It's one game. Obviously, you're gonna get up for that. Everybody and their mom was getting up for that game. Again, for a lot of reasons. Because it's been a long time and the support was necessary. It was needed. Just a lot of reasons to get fired up for this one. But it showed. It showed. It absolutely showed. You're 100% correct, Mr. Rundown. Levels to it. And we finally got a coach that comprehends those levels to it without having his agenda, right? His agenda to do what he wants, right? And not include the team. Again, like I say, we're definitely going to get into this much deeper than yeah than we are right now. I just want to make sure that I get my peoples up for that particular piece so that y'all can really understand and hear where we're coming from. But yeah, back to the game. It's just night and day. Everybody relaxed. Everything's great from the jump. The offensive line is obviously playing their ass off. Josh is running like an angry madman. You never want to see that as a defender. We got AOC. Shout out to AOC, our rookie, who people are already trying to replace, which I can't comprehend. For another rookie that's gonna do the same thing, that right. There's an adjustment period, ladies and gentlemen. Please believe it. So, but yeah, AOC, fabulous job. Everybody did a great job. I mean, one of the biggest focal points on offense that everybody discussed and talked about was the fact that how well the receivers were blocking. That's like saying Deion Sanders tackle. Shout out to Deion. No, no slight to you, obviously. You're the greatest, bro. Like, yeah, but tackling, right? I mean, or blocking from that respect, the opposite of the defensive side of the ball. That phenomenal. They were out there having fun. If you were on the sidelines, it it's just hard to explain, but people were absolutely just ecstatic, having a blast. No, no troubles, no drama whatsoever from that respect. And it just showed everybody's smiling, everybody's just not like it's been for the last year and a half. We had no worries that we were going to win this game. 8 sacks. I mean, defense flying like mad. What, 2 picks? I don't even know if we did that in the whole season, right? I don't even know if we did that in the whole season. So, just so much to be proud about. So much to be proud about. And both offense and defense played absolutely outstanding. But last and not least, I do want to give a shout out and props to Antonio Pierce. The man has the juice. Like I did that, but at least for y'all Raider fans, you should know what I'm talking. The man has the juice. It's kind of that new term right now that's rolling around in Vegas land and in Raider land, right? And you know, it's something that teams need. It's something that teams have to have. You have to have that edge. You have to have that arrogance. You have to have that chip on your all those little intangibles and things build what we're looking for, which is that old Raider presence, which is that old grit, that that mentality, that lifestyle on the field where hey, I might literally break my neck, but guess what? I'm making the play. And not only am I making the play, I'm making it in fashion. Right? There's just a lot to it. And everybody played their ass off, man. From tip to bottom. I personally think AP took it easy on his old team. Right? There's all kinds of stories that you'll hear throughout. I might as well go on and tell this one right now. Hopefully everyone already seen it and I'm just repeating it for you. But David Carr, right? Not Derek Carr, David Carr. Yes, David Carr played with Antonio Pierce on the Giants, right? And this was a particular point where somebody went down, meaning the quarterback. I don't remember, right? This is several years back, and I don't pay attention to the Giants. But long story short, David Carr had to come into the game. And this just so happened to be against the Raiders, right? So, and this also can give you insight as to other people and why they may still be biased about things, right? But again, long story short, David Carr comes into the game, drives it down the field, gets a touchdown, spikes the ball. Did I tell y'all that they were playing the Raiders, right? So, yeah, guess what happens? That's right. AP came to the sideline. Nah, dog. Don't disrespect that team. Don't be spiking the ball on them Raiders. He's born a Raider, ladies and gentlemen. Through and through, heart and heart. Sure, he played with the Giants. Sure, he got a Super Bowl. Sure, captain, all those accolades. The man is a natural born Raider. Chucks and all. Straight up Compton born and bred. Shout out to Compton Psycho, my guy, my running back. One of the reasons I was able to go to Compton and not be too nervous, even though he didn't step out of his house with anything with blue on. Whole nother conversation. But yes, man, let me tell you, it is very refreshing to see that you actually have someone in a leadership position that gets it. They understand, it's not all about you. I don't know where it got lost in translation for people that because you think you're the boss, right? You just run around telling people what to do. That's not the way things work. You will never be successful with a team just running around telling everybody not what to do without any input from that particular team that you're running, right? Again, goes back to what I was saying at the very beginning. Engineering, right? And teams, football teams, any team. These things kind of have a lot of similarities, particularly when it comes to leading. But yeah, it just didn't make any sense to me. Watching this game, right? I mean, you just knew it from the snap of the first drive. I mean, our defense, I believe, is it wasn't a 3 and out. Maybe it was, but I was so relaxed. Didn't matter for once in my life. I can't recall the last time I've gone to a game and felt that relaxed. Yeah, so AP brought everything that's necessary and needed for this team. Um, will he be able to continue to do that for the long haul? I'm not sure. I'm not sure at all. I can't say he will 100%. Um I think we're in the right direction. I think we're in the right direction in a lot of ways. So I'm gonna break this down. I'm gonna break this down real quick. I want to make sure that I address, the whole head coaching thing and what I'm referring to when it comes to corporate America teams, right? And doing things and having people do stuff. If you're a leader and people don't want to follow you, again, it doesn't matter. Corporate side, sports, it's irrelevant, man. It's irrelevant. It's not gonna be done the way it should be done. No one's going to give all effort when the person that, is leading just doesn't have it, right? They don't know how to talk to you. They don't know how to talk to someone else. They don't know how to, lead by example. They don't know how to, there's a lot of things that Josh McDaniels clearly just didn't know how to do. And I would say a lot of it potentially could be due to the fact that I don't know where he stopped playing, if he played at all. Let's be real. High school, I guess. Pretty sure he didn't play in college. I could be wrong. Somebody please, correct me. But the bottom line is it's always been his way or the highway. There's never been, a give and take. You know, input, take the input and actually come up with decisions that make sense based on the people that you lead. And trust them to do their job and to tell you the things that are necessary in order to make the correct decisions, right? See, these are the things that you're used to across the board, whether it's an engineering team or whether it's a football team. It's all the same. It's just one is more physical and one is obviously more mental, right? It's no different. And that is the biggest disconnect, in my opinion, for Josh McDaniels. He has absolutely no clue whatsoever in any way, shape, or form how to lead people and lead by example, for one. And for two, with any kind of grace and understanding of taking input so that everyone can be held accountable. There's a reason Josh McDaniels got fired, man. You should be fired. Same for Ziegler. You should be held accountable for the nonsense that happened here. This is an atrocity. You guys should never come out of your house for the next 4 years. Like you should double the time you've had us in captivity based on this nonsense that you've been doing and pulling. I mean, when you got an all-pro receiver saying I feel like I'm walking on eggshells when I go to work, do you really think that's inclusion for all you new millennials? And are you kidding me? That's inclusion? That makes sense to you? I gotta tell this story. I gotta tell this story, man, because see, this was something I'd seen in my life before in the past. And I'll never forget it for as long as I live. And hey, look, shout out to Coach Carney. I mean, literally one of the toughest dudes I know for a fact I've met in my life. Coach Carney, for the people that know me, know right where I'm from, Windsor, Connecticut. Coach Carney, he was an icon. But Coach Carney got old. I'm just going to flat out tell y'all. Coach Carney got old. And Coach Carney, the times passed him by. And it's high school football. You're not just getting somebody canceled, specifically an icon like a Coach Carney. He had coached at some other prestigious schools for several years. This man was in his 70s, probably even older than that, for all I know. But long story short, it was Coach Carney's way or the highway. It didn't matter that we were running a 1970 offense. We ran the wing T, ladies and gentlemen. We ran the wing T. 3 running backs. I was middle. Huff was left. Frank B was right. And Quarterback. We ran a wing T. We had one wide receiver, Jason DeLawrence, the only person that could catch. Shout out to Jason DeLawrence. That's my guy. He's actually a high school coach right now in Tua, Rhode Island. Anyways, long story short, we knew there's no way we're going to be successful with this. So it took our parents. We all went to our parents. That big conversation, that big meeting that the Raiders had, Coach Carney had to have that with our parents by way of us. See, right? Because it was high school. This is all document, right? This is all easy to check out. You know, there's a lot, and because of the people in play, Coach Clifford Snow. He's actually, I still want to say, like an athletic director or somebody really high up at one of these universities or establishments, and I'm sure he's still tied and connected to football. Always had been, but previous to Coach Carney, he was not. As far as not for Windsor, but yeah, it took our parents to finally run him out. We've been terrible for quite some time, and now you get a new, fresher breath air. We get a new coach. We get a new offense outside of the wing tee. And what do you know, man? We're all crying at the end of the season because we only lost 2 games and there's no playoffs or anything back then for the state of Connecticut. So but we hadn't won 5 games in probably a decade, let alone 7. Who knows, right? I'm sure I'm exaggerating a tad, but I know what I'm not exaggerating about, which is a coach that was long overdue, even for teams several years before that. And we had to find a way to get him out. I feel like us as Raider Nation, we got Josh McDaniels out. We did what my parents did. We have some avid fans everywhere the man went, signs in his face. Fire this guy. Fire him. Please. For the love of God. You've seen enough. There's no reason to keep going. No reason at all. And we got it done. And like I say, we all went on the roster. I eventually got a scholarship, right? Frank B, he graduated from Western. There's a lot of people that got something out of it, but it took an effort. It took an effort from outside of the team in order for that to get done because the leader just wasn't hearing things. It's no different in this situation, right? No different in this situation with us and the Raiders. He wasn't hearing anything. It's so obvious, man. This guy wouldn't allow nothing on defense. We had 8 sacks. I don't want to hear about it's the Giants. I don't want to hear about none of that. We wouldn't have 8 sacks against the college team the way we've been playing. It's uninspired. Nobody cared. It was just absolutely atrocious. Absolutely atrocious. And he should never ever be capable of getting a job again as a head coach. Offensive coordinator, which I don't give the guy props. You got all these people, it's debatable. We could talk about so much tonight. I'm not gonna stay on this live all night. I'm in Vegas, but Josh McDaniels was definitely the worst coach I've ever seen. The worst coach, he's trying to be somebody he's not, right? I don't want to regurgitate everything we all know. He's not Bill Belichick. And, that whole coaching tree, for whatever reason, they seem to think that that's the route to go. I'm of the ilk of Warren Sapp. Those days are over, man. Just like the story I just told about running off Coach Kearney. Anybody that thinks they're going to come into an organization, right? Put their system down, given 3-4 years to have all your people It's nonsense, man. The smart, intelligent, calculated guys, offensively, defensively today, you know what these people do, ladies and gentlemen? They fit whatever they can to what they have until they get it. Meaning they adapt every and anything. See, Josh McDaniels wouldn't do that. You run it this way and you run it my way, and it's the highway. As soon as you get rid of that dead weight, can't score 20 points, what, 6 games? 7 games. Now come game 8, all of a sudden you're scoring 30 and you're holding back because you're actually playing your former team for the first time as a head coach. Ladies and gentlemen, I had a bet. I had a parlay. I was confident we were going to do well. The reason I was confident is because I understand how players are going to play, particularly when they are a part of the decision. The only way Coach Carney was run off was by us telling our parents for Coach Carney to run off. So guess what happens now that we were unsuccessful, right? Completely unsuccessful with Coach Carney, and we ran him off. Guess who's responsible for now being successful? The people that ran him off. It's no different for Raider Nation. It's no different for AP. There's going to be a lot to deal with. There's going to be a lot. This ride is not over. And it's going to be a long one. I can assure you of that. But what I can tell you is it's in the right direction. I think Mark Davis understands no more. He made the mistake of, excuse me, not allowing Rich Bossier to, see what he could do. Bisaccia was a Raider, in my opinion. Once a Raider, always a Raider. There's only a few people, that don't allow that mantra anymore. And they're gone. They're gone now, so we don't even talk about them no more. I don't want to talk about them. But yeah, they did not give that man a chance. And I know hindsight, all of us, everybody Raider Nation believes that he deserved at least a shot. A lot of people want him to have a 1-year contract, proves right. Bottom line is the man learned and knew how to lead men, got them to do things they hadn't done all season. We got to the playoffs with him. And he didn't get his shot. I think Mark Davis took heed to that. I think he understands and understood. Look, we have the best fan base on the planet. The nation is second to nothing, to nobody. It's nation or nothing, ladies and gentlemen. Nation or nothing. And I'm just letting y'all know, man, when we speak, we are heard. And that's the difference that's going on right now because we all want the same thing. And it just takes a person to listen, right? Instead of it being your way or the highway or your system. And, we don't have the pieces yet. But yet you still keep running a system you don't have the pieces for yet. And you're garbage. You're 31 out of 32 teams in the league because of it when you just came off of getting to the playoffs with one of the best offenses, if you will, from that respect. It just didn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. And I'm telling you why. I've lived this. I've lived it in corporate America. I've lived it in sports. And I've seen every side of this coin. I've really honestly seen every single side of this coin. And I've been on every side of the coin for the good, the bad, and the ugly, and everything in between. I've been through it all. And that's why it's easy for me to give these stories when it comes to Josh McDaniels and the lack of. And the reason why we had to get rid of him. There's just no way we could move forward with that guy and him not taking the input of the players, the people that are out there, and that's where we are very fortunate for now, right? And there's a lot of things going on with with everything Raiders. We're popular and pertinent for a reason. We haven't we haven't been relevant in a winning situation over 20 years, but they still talk about us every day of the week. We're getting something on Sports Center, good, bad, or different. Why? We're one of the most storied and best franchises in all of sports. Period. Not football, all of sports. Everyone wants the silver and black, ladies and gentlemen. Don't get it twisted. Everybody wants to be a part of the silver and black. So, I mean, it is what it is. But Raider Nation, we got a lot to deal with. We got a lot to deal with. And as Raider, I'm already an hour in and I haven't even scratched the surface. I swear. Unfortunately, my guys haven't been able to come in, so I can't give more perspectives and insights on some of these things. But there's just one last little piece that I specifically want to discuss and talk about. And it's coming off the curtail ends of, right? The fact of us firing the coach, why, all those good things. It's the celebration, right? It's the party. It's a lot going on with how Raider Nation is celebrating the kicking out of Josh McDaniels and company, if you will. I'm just gonna cut to it short and sweet. There's a reason that you party like that, like you won the Super Bowl. And that's because you know for a fact that it was literally the only thing holding you back. Josh McDaniels was literally the only thing holding Raider Nation back. And if you can't see that, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, you're definitely a fanboy of Mr. McDaniels. You're a fanboy of authority and ruling with an iron fist and systems, and nobody can tell you anything different because that's all that is, man. That's all that is. I can assure you, I'm telling you right now, as a leader in software development, I don't go into my job with my team saying this is what we're doing. I have one-on-ones with each and every individual on the team. I have one-on-ones with each and every individual in the department. And every bit that they give me, that's what I take from. And then that's when we come up with something to produce. And guess what's so cool about that? The fact that we came up with something. We feel responsible. We feel obligated. Yes, we saw our team act a pure plum fool, and I enjoyed every second of it. Every second of it. You know why? Because it was warranted, it was deserved, and it was necessary after the whole year and a half of nonsense these boys been putting up with. I don't think people understand when you're doing something you love and you coming to work to just show up and get it popping, and you're dealing with the red tape that's negative, it kills your whole vibe. It kills your whole productivity. It kills everything. I don't care what industry this is. It doesn't matter. You're going to get exactly what you got with Josh McDaniels. A crap team that doesn't care, don't want to play for the man, don't want to hear what he has to say, don't want to hear what his associates have to say. Nobody's going to listen to that because you're not listening. I don't know. I'm telling you, I this is something I can give a master class on. I can assure you. The easiest way to get somebody motivated is to include them. Is this rocket science to people? I don't understand it. How do you not include them when you're all responsible for the outcome? Everybody's responsible for the end result. You don't want to give somebody a hand in this? You don't want help in this? How do you expect the game to trust the camaraderie? How do you how do you expect the dude next to you to be comfortable with taking the risk and creating that great play that could have saved the game if you don't have this? Josh McDaniels knows nothing about this. He comes from this old school mentality of it's my way or the highway. We run things like a robot. It is what it is. Everybody gets the same salary, no superstars. Man, we've endured a lot. We've endured a lot. And all I'm telling you is I am very, very positive that 90% of what went down is Josh McDaniels. I Somebody prove me wrong. Somebody tell me I'm lying. But all I can tell you is you don't go from overnight a coach getting fired and only getting 3 days to prepare to have the best offensive night you have. It doesn't make sense, ladies and gentlemen, unless there's a bad apple in the bunch. Listen to all the interviews. The most telling interview of all, our guy, the monster. I'm start calling this a little behind the grim. I just get mad. He turned into something different. Josh Jacobs. He told you everything you needed to hear, ladies and gentlemen, because I can assure you, as a running back through college, I had success for a reason. And it's because my coaches actually listened to me as well. They listened to what I wanted to run, what I like to run, what I like to do. Josh told you that front and center. First thing the offensive coordinator did is tell me what you like. You think Josh McDaniels was doing that? You think he was building that kind of goof? You think he was building that kind of legacy for his team? That camaraderie, that togetherness, that trust. Tell me what you want, Josh. Tell me what you want, Tay. Think he's think he was caring about Devontae Adams? Think he was caring about anybody hiring Jimmy G? We all just learned Ziegler didn't want Jimmy. He thought it was the biggest mistake they were making, and he allowed him to do it. Again, I can't help you, Zeke. I'm sorry, bro. You allowed this stuff. I loved Ziegler, man. I loved Dave Ziegler. I thought he was the smartest one out of the bunch, which was why we were getting him. I said, you know what? Ask anybody. I said, I'll take this guy because I know he can draft. And guess what Dave Ziegler does to be his first draft? It was painful, and that's when I learned that, hey, man, it's okay to throw the baby out with the bathwater in certain situations. You know, we've all been wondering who really has control, who really has say, and who to pick. And it's all coming out in the wash now, ladies and gentlemen. It's all coming out in the wash. Straight up. All coming out in the wash. And the truth is, McDaniels had way more power than he should have. Way more power than necessary. Vetoing a GM? That shouldn't happen. He wanted Jimmy G. He got Jimmy G. Ziegler should have vetoed that. I can't wait to hear about Tyree Wilson and who wanted that pick. I'm sure it wasn't Zeke. None of that draft even sounded like Zeke. Hey, look, man, all I can tell you is only thing that sounded about right like Zeke to me was Michael Mayer, second round draft pick. That was it, man. That was it. I nobody else, nobody else worked for me. I'm sorry. Just did it. So I don't know, man. I don't know what them boys gonna do. I don't think they need to care. They're multimillionaires. The 85 million paid out for these cuts. Again, shout out to Mark Davis eating 85 million, excuse me. No one thought he had the cojones to do it. No one thought he was going to do it. He did it. Shout out to you, man. You made the world a better place. I don't know anything else. Man, you made Raider Nation just jump off their feet. It was the best decision you could have ever made. And I'm very excited for it. I'm excited for it. I'm excited for the team. You know, Antonio Pierce. They're already trying to tear him down, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, I'm gonna try to get. I'm already almost a minute and 50. I'm gonna try to get through as much as I can for y'all, but they're already trying to tear this man down. Talking about some nonsense from back when he was with the Giants, playing in the Super Bowl. I'm not even gonna give it any credence, any way, shape, or form. It's ridiculous. They're always going to mess with Raider Nation, however they can see fit, right? You can't get away from it. It's the way of life, right? It's just to be expected as a Raider, and I'm okay with it. But I just want to bring it to the attention of everybody because it's always something. It's always something. You can't just let us live, man. That's why we have this mentality. That's why we are a terror for this league. That's why we are this league. Everybody knows it. Let's keep it 100. The league is better when the Raiders is right. Period. And we ain't been right for a while. So the league ain't been right for a while. But all of that is changing right in front of your eyes, Raider Nation, ladies and gentlemen. Please believe it. AP might not be the answer, but I can assure you Mark Davis is going to look in the right direction to get this going. He's already started. He's already started with a real Raider. And we got ourselves rid of 95% of the Patriot nonsense in the building. Gone. That Patriot way is a wrap, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to say it again. This Patriot way of keeping everybody on an even kill, next man up, everybody gets paid the same, nobody special. Those days are over. I don't know how y'all did it to begin with, to be honest. That's Bill Belichick. Like, I don't know how that model worked because the reality and the truth and the fact of the matter, again, and this goes across the board, corporate America, there are special people. Yep. Yep. There are people that are better than you. There are people that are more special than you. There are people that can take your job and do it in 5 minutes and it'll take you 3 days. Yes, there are special people. There's nothing wrong with making that to be known. Period. And in this system that we've been dealing with, there's no such thing as a standout. There's no such thing as somebody, you know, that's a superstar that everybody else wants to see. It's the team and nothing. And that's foolish. That's foolish talk. We all know the truth. We all know the deal. And I mean, unfortunately for us, we've been dealing with it for quite too long. And now it's over though. And I do expect things to turn around in a positive way. I think he will absolutely 100% turn us around and get us back to where we need to be. Whether that translates to wins or not, that's a different question. Is Aiden O'Connell our guy? Right? There's a lot of things we still have to answer, lady. This is not over by any means. And that's why, again, I had to discuss that celebration and why I was okay with it. That celebration was a team that just needed something. They've been missing. They've been a shell of themselves all season. Nobody's walking into the office happy. And for crying out loud, something had to give. And finally, it mattered. Something mattered for him. And I think it's going to make a huge, huge difference moving forward. We got 9 games left. Do we win 7 of those 9 and get to the playoffs? Do we win 8 of those 9 and get to the? I don't know. Will it all fall on AP's shoulders? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. It is a players' league, as he's been telling you. If the players don't care and don't have a reason, you're not winning. If you got nothing but a bunch of guys that just want to make sure that check clear when the whistle blows and they go home while you sick, like myself, crying and complaining about, I can't believe we lost. Man, these people going home, enjoying the fruits of their labor and not giving two you know what's. Just like you do when you get off and you go home. You're not thinking about your job. It's just not what they're doing. It's not what they do. It's a job. It's a profession. They don't care if they lose. Some of them. I look. There are Super Bowl teams where dudes didn't care about winning or losing. Just where's my check, bro? Yeah, I'm gonna fake the funk. Have a good time with y'all. Woohoo! This ain't just football, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, you got Arenas out there, Gilbert Arenas. He'll tell you, like, want to buy a ring or do you want to earn a ring? Well, what's the ramifications? I give you 100 million, but you don't get no ring. You know what I'm saying? Or I get you a ring, but you only get 10 million. Which one you taking? Gilbert Arenas is like, yo, taking the money, bro. I can go buy several rings, regardless of if I earned them or not. And it's facts. That's just true. Some people don't care, right? Again, it's God given gift. You could care less that your team is winning or losing, right? You're gonna do what you do just because you just gifted at it. You just gonna show up and do what you do, man. It is what it is. And that's how things go, man. But wow. I mean, it's just right now, I love what AP is doing for us, like he's already stated. He's a former player. He gets it. I think that is something that we are going to start seeing a whole lot more. Right? There's a ton of right examples, I'm sure, in the NFL. We all know Eric Bieniemy is a monster running back, right? You got you got the guy Campbell in Detroit, head coach. He had me at gnawing knees off and just fighting. I come from that out, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know. I'm just letting y'all know you don't want to get in a fight with me. I I can tell you right now, I win, lose, or draw, none of that's relevant to me. What's relevant to me is you was in a fight with me and you will never, never, never want to fight me again. That's how I get down. I'm just letting you know right now. I've been like that since coming out the womb. Y'all remember that whole I'm telling you, I felt this like no other. But we all saw the Marshawn Lynch video, right? Where, hey, you run somebody, you run through somebody's face over and over and over, 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 over. Oh, yes, that's your boy. I I don't know any other way to tell you. That's how I play. That's my inspiration. I'm smash mouth football. 100%. Head down, running you over. Period. That's how I got down. I didn't know nothing different. So I I mean, man, it's it's amazing to see what a difference getting rid of a dipshit makes. Yep, that's my comment for the rest of the night. I mean, I don't think you understand what a difference it makes to get rid of a tyrant and somebody that understands how to bring people together for a cause. It's not about you. See, there's just a lot, man. There's a lot to discuss. I'm actually gonna start writing down some of these things. We got 9 more games, right? We got plenty of games. I'm gonna bring topic up after topic up after topic up. And I want to make sure we address all of these things. Shout out to my man, Nothing But Raiders. Appreciate you, boss. My network is flawless, ladies and gentlemen. That's the other thing. I mean, we just getting started. You know, I got heavy hitters. Please go check out my guy, Nothing But Raiders podcast. I got nothing but heavy hitters, man. Like my man earlier said, there's levels to this. Please go check out Raider Rundown. Y'all know who he is. That's my guy right there. That's the Thursday show. Perfect rundown. I don't know. We still got to put something to it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, we gonna get that. We gonna get that. Hey, you absolutely right, Leo. Chino Lightis in the building. Yes, sir. He was absolutely a square. Hey, everybody go shout out my guy, Cheeto Linus. Yep. Leo, find this podcast, like and subscribe. I'm just letting y'all know it's it's the team is magnificent. Yeah, you're right. I ain't had enough, but I got them now, my dude. Chris, protect the chill, bro. I'm so happy for you, man. My man finally hit that 1,000 mark, monetized. Let's go. Hey, it is what it is, man. See, and this is the stuff that people don't comprehend. And I'm telling you, I'm watching this from day one when it comes to podcasting and getting part of a crew and a team and people that's taking care of each other. See, y'all, people don't, and this is the only unfortunate part, in my opinion, for introverts, right? When they don't really have that chance and ability to work with others. It's definitely one of the most rewarding things I've ever had in my life to be able to work with others and come up with a way to actually be the prize at the end. Ladies and gentlemen, for some of y'all, you might know, you maybe not. I'm a black belt in Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. It's the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. But when I'm out there competing, guess what? It's me. You can't jump in. None But Raiders podcast can't jump in. Cheeto Linus can't jump in. Truth Be Told can't jump in. Nobody can jump in. It's on me. You know what I'm saying? And that's the difference between an individual sport and a team sport. Because guess what? As a team, if I'm not my best that day, I got brothers and sisters around, whatever the case may be. Pick up that slack. There's nobody picking up the slack when you out there on your own. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot to be said about team sports. It's really a lot. And what I'm trying to explain to you, and I'm gonna wrap this up, but even this podcasting game, do it alone if you will. Do it alone. Do how you see fit. But I'm just letting y'all know there's nothing like having the team behind you. And I'm letting y'all know my team is one of the strongest on the planet. Please believe it. And that's how we rock. I and, and, and it all stems from what we started this to begin with, which is Raider Nation, right? Raider Nation is why we've all come together and created what is about to be, by far, the best sports network on the planet. Yep, I'm calling it out. I'm feeling myself. I got the Woodford. I shouldn't have said that. They don't give me no money. I got the bourbon running. Fruits is rolling. Real talk. I just want to make sure that my team knows I appreciate y'all like no other, man. And we're gonna continue to support each other, just like Raider Nation and the Raiders are gonna support each other. I see a bright future for the rest of the season. Do we make the playoffs? It's tough, ladies and gentlemen. We got 2 losses. We can only get 2 more losses, and then we're gonna have to pray with 2 more losses. And we all know that we're playing probably the best offense we've ever seen, which is the Chiefs. And then the second best offense, which is probably the best offense this year because they're breaking records, which is the Dolphins. We lose those two, no love lost. I can assure you we won't play those games poorly. I can assure you we show up. I bet you that. I bet you AP got those boys ready to rock. Who won't bet that? We're not going to see any more of these uninspired games. They won't be out there. You see how quickly these boys got to work. And lady, shout out to our princess, right? Our president. Absolutely. Our president is amazing. She is awesome. And she's always helping and putting it down. Yeah, I'm just letting y'all know we coming. Look, I have to do it. I have to say it. Look, we all know what happens when you get a whole bunch of confident black folks together. I'm just saying. I'm putting it out there. I'm saying it. Look, our president is black. Our head coach is black. Our GM is black. Look, these people not playing. And when we put our minds together to get it popping and do things right, world, watch out. There was a black Wall Street for a reason. There was a lot of other successful black things for a reason. And I'm letting y'all know they done handed over the keys and I'm letting y'all know I don't think we about to get let down in any way, shape, or form. I am excited about the rest of this season and the rest in our future. It's very promising. We've gone through a lot, Raider Nation, but history repeats itself, right? History absolutely repeats itself. Fortunately for some and unfortunately for others, right? It's just the way it goes, right? The way the cookie crumbles. And the bottom line is things are about to change. Raider Nation has been held down for quite some time, long enough. Those days are over. It's it's time. It's time to turn the tables. It's time to start winning. And I can assure you, we are going to win in Raider fashion. And that means something. I can't explain that enough. This is a lifestyle, ladies and gentlemen. Raider Nation is real. You come to Vegas, you're going to find out. You go to any football game in any stadium that's not Raider Nation, and we playing, you're going to find out. It's it's a real thing. And I'm gonna leave y'all with that. It's a real thing, and I'm gonna have another show probably this week. I want to make sure I get in with my brothers and we all hash out these debates on a lot of things that still need to be answered. Right? People want a quarterback. I don't know why. Right? People want they want what they want, man. Bottom line. Some people want a coach. Like they don't think AP is the guy, right? Or they don't know. There's a lot to discuss. We're gonna get into that throughout this week. I will be on other shows. I know Raider Rundown and I'm hoping we can make it happen Thursday. That hopefully should be a staple for us moving forward where we can have these conversations. And the one thing I love about Raider Rundown, we don't always agree, ladies and gentlemen. You got to remember, we've been split and divided for a long time until this all came, right? We have been Absolutely divided. Not 51-49, literally 49.95 to 49.95. Like it's been razor thin. This is what brought us together. This is what brought us together. Shout out my guy Afakasi. See what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen? I don't think y'all understand. This network is strong. We real out here. And we coming. We coming. I didn't do any much of, putting out any of the chat messages, apologies. I just, man, I'm happy. I'm very pleased with the direction we're going. I want to keep this up. I I'm going to do my part. The network's going to do their part. I believe Raider Nation is going to do their part. So yeah, be ready, ladies and gentlemen. It's time. It's time to get back to excellence. Yes, sir. I'm telling you right now, the stadium was so electric. I, we're gonna see. We have a test, and we're gonna see if we pass that test, offensively and defensively, on Sunday. Right? I think it's another Sunday night game. Thank you, Raider Nation. Love y'all. T Crump is out till we get to the next stream.